Okay, we're back and almost done. Here's where I am and where hopefully you are too. So I ended up distressing all of the parts of the tin. I painted the inside with this golden brown paint, acrylic paint that I got. It's fairly inexpensive. You can use whatever you want. And then I took some black soot and I kind of distressed that a little bit to make it darker on the inside. So that is what the tin looks now. I used the aged, here is the Prima waxes that I used. I used Opal Magic for the highlights on the box. I used Age Brass and I used the Metallic Bronze Age. These are the three that I use to kind of add highlights to my accent pieces here, my chain here, and the box. So that's what's giving it that kind of shimmery look on all of the accents that you see here. For the booklet that's going to sit on the inside, what I did was I took a piece of 2-inch wide by about 7 7/8 long. I scored it at 2 2.5, and I scored it at 5 1/4, using my little cut out from the paper collection as my guide. So your measurements might be different. I used my Stampin' Up! Tag punch to make the little scalloped edge and notch. I folded it and I lined it up to where I wanted my brad to be, so that when you bend the tab, it closes the little booklet. And then I'm going to adhere the cutout there, so you have a little kind of like a matchbook booklet, and that will sit right in the tin right here. The other thing is I didn't want to see the Altoid wording. It's erased a little bit, so I cut a 3 5/8 by 2 1/4 piece of cardstock from the paper collection, and I just distressed a little of the edge with the black soot, and I'm going to adhere that down into the inside of the tin. This will go like this and just sit here in the box, and I thought that was really cool. You could do it on this side too. I'm not going to do it on this side. I'm not going to mat the bottom of this, but I just decided to do that side right there. So for the next step, you want to go ahead and start gluing some of your pieces down that you have here. This is what my ribbon looks like with the 2 beads on it. Again, the loop is down here, and that's what's going to go into the hole at the top, and then we're going to use a finding to secure that, and then secure the slide. So once again, I am going to go to my go-to glue for metal right now, and that is some glossy accents. I just have it on a different bottle because my glossy accent bottle got destroyed. So I had to quickly transfer this to a different bottle. So that's what you see here. So I'm going to apply my adhesive, make sure that I get those edges really well. And then I'm gonna, hopefully I'm on camera here, I'm just gonna lay that down there. Try to center it if you can. You don't have too much wiggle room with the glossy accents because it does dry fast, but use whatever tool you have, and then you want to probably use a bone folder too. That always helps too, to really get that in there so those edges don't lift. And I think you're seeing that on camera. Okay. So that is that. And then what I want to do is line up my piece I cut from the paper collection and glue that down as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. The thing you don't want to do is glue the whole thing down. So where that gap is in your punch, and if you have a punch that does this already, by all means you can use it. You just make sure that I've got it up high enough where it's not going to interfere with that. You don't want it interfering with that little piece right there. Okay, so there's your little booklet. And I'm going to slide it in there and see how it is closed. I think that's pretty clever. Let me just even out that edge there. Okay, and that's your booklet, and that's going to sit right inside your box like that. I think that's really cute. All right, so the next thing we want to do is go ahead and put our hardware on. And so I have already punched my holes through. I ended up deciding to do the handle, and I did use some of the waxes to add a little different tone on the metal here. So you're going to feed your brat through, and you want to make sure you have one that's long enough that'll go through the box and also go inside your hardware. And this one's just barely going to fit. I might have to switch that out. But let's use I'm going to use my little tool here to make sure I can get that pressed down nice and secure. Okay. And let's get this other one on here. Okay. That one's through too. Yeah, this one's kind of short. You may want to go with the longer one. I'm going to I think that's going to actually hold. That's on pretty good, actually. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now it's feeding your ribbon through the hole, and basically here is what you're going to do. Feed it through the hole as best you can, and if you need to open up the hole a little bit more, do so. You just want to catch that loop. Remember, there's the loop. These are the loose ends right here. You want those out. You want the loop on the inside. So then I want this chain on here, but I think I'm going to shorten the chain slightly. And what I'm going to do is take a few links off. Kind of see where I want this to hang. I'm going to, I might have to use these. I'm just going to open up a link in the chain, which I think is right here. So I'm just going to open up the link. Okay, and then I'm going to take this top link off. Actually it's like a jump ring. And I'm going to reattach it to and then I'm going to take and attach that jump ring to that loop. And so let me show you by opening up the loop a little bit more. That's a loop. My finger is through there. And then I'm just going to take the jump ring and close up the ring. Hold it there. Close up the ring. So the ring is closed, the jump ring is closed, and then I'm going to pull up the slack. I'm going to pull up the slack in the ribbon. So see how I pulled it up there like that? And I hope you guys can see that. I pulled it up there. Anyway, you can see it here, I think. So now my my chain here is shorter, and that's what I wanted. So here is the Tim Holtz little mini locket, book locket, and I took one of the Graphic 45 Steampunk Debutante stickers and I stuck it right on the booklet, and then I distressed the edges a little bit of the booklet so it wouldn't look so it'll match the theme here. And then I'm going to take this hook and unhook it. There, and I'm going to add I'm hoping it's going to go over. If not, oh, it is going to go over. And then I'll close it up. And so now that sits inside the box. And you can add more things to that hook, or even up here at the top of the jump ring, more charms if you want it to do that. Okay, and so now my box, I can close it. Let's just put her like this. Yeah, I'll just put her like that. And it's gonna crunch a little bit. So this is the other thing. So, you know, everything happens for a reason, right? And so you want to make sure that you don't get too much of your pebbles, too many of your pebbles in the way. Otherwise your box is your tin is gonna have a hard time closing, just like mine did. So I am going to remove some of those so that it can close, right? So let me clean this off. And so now I want to go ahead and add my top piece here. And I'm going to use the same glue. I'm going to use my glossy accents. I'm just making sure that I get those as close to the edge as possible and on the inside part as well, because you want it to stick. And for this part, you're probably going to want to put something heavy on top of it so that it will be flat. And again, you can use your bone folder if you want. And you can just press. Like I said, if you're using glossy accents, it's going to start adhering pretty quick. So, I don't recommend glue for this project, hot glue for this project, but if you are good at using hot glue and you can get it nice and flat, by all means use it. I just think that, and if some of your edges are sticking, not sticking, you want to apply some more glossy accents on there. Or adhesive, whatever adhesive you choose. I just think I'm not as skilled. So I think that the liquid glue is better. A good liquid glue like Glossy Accents is better. Okay, so that's the front. And then you're going to do the same thing with your back. Okay, so again, I'm just applying the Glossy Accents right onto the back, making sure I have enough so it'll really stick to the tin and through all of my paints and pastes. I'm just going to press down really hard, make sure I have all of those edges. If some of the pebbles and things rub off, don't worry about it. It actually really adds to the distressed look of the project, I think. Okay, I really like the way that looks. That looks pretty good, right? I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of, I'm taking a little bit of the Opal Magic just with my fingers, and I want to rub a little bit of that onto the edges of my chipboard. I just really like that kind of like distressed look onto the chipboard, so it doesn't, it almost takes on a metal look. I really like that. See that? That looks really good, I think. All right. Really like getting my hands into these things. Okay, so I do have this key that I have that I want to add to the ribbon, right? And I think I want to use a jump ring for that. I just so happen to have one right here that will fit around my, let me see, for this one I added it up at the top. I think I might do the same here. Just add it up here. And I also have a frame, but I'm gonna hold off adding that just for a second here. Let me close that up and see how I like that. Yeah, like that. Okay. So in the frame, I really hadn't decided what I'm going to put inside the frame. I do have, let's see, this is going to fit. So these are 2 sticker elements from the paper collection. I think I might use these, and then this is a butterfly. I'm a huge fan of butterflies. They're all in my craft room. So I would have to cut that down a little bit, which I'm going to do. I think I am going to use this butterfly. Let me cut it down a little bit. I'm just going to cut that down so that you don't see the top of the paper that much. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down a little bit. And slide that in there. I like the way that looks. I like that. So then I'll just use the lady and cut her down to fit inside here, and that will repeat the little booklet that we have on the inside of our project. So all I'm doing is just trimming her down, so she's gonna slide inside that frame. her slide in that frame just a little bit more. Just keep trimming until you think you have it. There you go. Okay, so for that, since it's a sticker, it's gonna stick. I'm just going to line it up with the butterfly, and then that way I can trim off the excess. And then the butterfly and the lady fits inside the frame. Okay. Okay. So, I did end up swapping out the brads for longer brads on the inside, and it gives the handle a little bit more stability. I attached the key, and then I added a lobster claw and a bit of jump rings here to attach the frame. I think that just adds a little bit more interest there. And so there's the lady. So then there's the box, and that's how it will look. Might decide to add a little something later. So here's how to finish off the ribbon. So you want to pull tight, not too tight, but tight. And then what you want to do is create a knot. That's going to hold that top bead from sliding down. And you can just do a double knot if you'd like. Just so that that bead is not going to slip through. So if you have to do a triple knot, go ahead and do that. You want to clean up the ends of your ribbon. So I'm going to even out my ribbon ends here. And just going to clean them up. And tie a knot up at the top. And then I'm just going to angle them off here. You have a nice, clean looking. Trim that up a little bit more. And this one needs to be trimmed up a little bit more too. And there you have it. The mint tin, in this case Steampunk Debutante box. I hope you have fun making your own box as well. I enjoyed sharing this tutorial with you. I hope you like it. If you want, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also go to my blog at designwishes.pamela.wordpress.com and see some more of my projects. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.